ready to dive deep into a career where precision and safety are absolutely paramount. Today we're tackling ammunition assembly, and we're going way beyond the surface level.
Yeah.
We're going to equip you with the tools and insights to totally ace that interview.
Absolutely.
We're talking RoleCatcher's career guide, their interview guide, everything you need.
It's interesting you say that because when you think of ammunition assembly, it might seem pretty straightforward on the surface, but those interviews, they can be pretty intense, really digging into your skills, your mindset, the whole package.
Absolutely. And that's what we're here to unpack today.
Exactly.
So let's jump right in with one of the questions RoleCatcher highlights in their interview guide.
Okay.
Tell me about your experience with rubber goods assembly. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does rubber goods assembly have to do with ammunition? But trust me, there's a method to their madness.
Oh, absolutely. It's not about whether you've worked in a munitions factory before. It's about transferable skills.
Yeah.
Can you demonstrate that you can handle the demands of this kind of work?
So it's about connecting those dots for them, showing how your past experience, even if it's seemingly unrelated, actually translates to success in this field.
Exactly, because at its core, ammunition assembly is about precision. It's about following procedures meticulously, maintaining a steady workflow, and those are things you can learn in a lot of different settings.
Makes sense. So let's say someone's had experience on an assembly line before, maybe working with rubber goods, like the question mentions. How would they explain that in a way that really resonates with what ammunition assembly hiring managers are looking for?
It's all about how you frame it. Instead of just listing off tasks, you want to talk about how that experience, even with rubber goods, proves you have the skills they need. So you could say something like, in my previous role, I was responsible for assembling, say, X number of units per hour, and I consistently met quality control standards. You're showing them you can handle the pace, you understand quality, and then you tie it back in. This experience really instilled in me the importance of precision. Efficiency things I know are absolutely crucial in ammunition assembly as well.
That's a perfect example of showcasing those transferable skills.
Yeah.
Now, RoleCatcher's AI can actually give you feedback on your answers, and it's tailored specifically to ammunition assembly roles, which is amazing, right?
It's invaluable. Think of it like having a personal coach in your pocket, helping you refine your answers, making sure you're hitting those key points that hiring managers are looking for.
I love that. All right, next question. How would you ensure the quality of the rubber goods you are assembling? Again, we're seeing that theme of transferable skills, but how can someone really knock this one out of the park?
This is your chance to shine a light on your attention to detail that's crucial in this line of work. You want to emphasize your commitment to quality.
Right, because one mistake,
Exactly. Huge implications. So talk about specific methods you've used in the past. Did you do visual inspections, measurements, maybe you use testing equipment, anything that demonstrates your meticulousness?
And it's not just about catching errors, right? It's about that proactive mindset. How would you prevent issues from arising in the first place?
Absolutely. Were you someone who identified potential problems before they even happened? Did you flag anything that seemed off, even slightly? That shows initiative, and it shows a real dedication to quality.
It's amazing how much these seemingly simple questions can reveal about a candidate.
Oh, they're deceptively insightful. That's why practicing with a tool like RoleCatcher's AI is so powerful. You get feedback on whether you're actually conveying your skills and experience effectively in a way that matters for this specific field.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, let's move on to a question that gets to the heart of handling pressure, something that's definitely part of the job. How would you handle a situation where you encountered an issue during the assembly process?
Right.
Because let's face it, things don't always go perfectly. Right?
Never.
So they want to know you can handle it when they don't.
Exactly. This is where you demonstrate you can stay calm under pressure because let's face it, that's a vital skill in this line of work.
Absolutely. And it's not just about having all the answers, right?
No.
It's about how you approach a problem, that thought process.
Exactly. They want to see you can think on your feet, make smart decisions, especially when safety is paramount.
So how can you convey that effectively in an interview setting?
Lay out your process for them. Start with the immediate steps. First, I would immediately stop the assembly process to ensure safety. Then you can get more specific. I would consult the manual, inspect the components, or if needed, seek guidance from a supervisor.
Having a real-life example ready to go could be really powerful here.
Oh, absolutely. It makes it real for them, shows you've been there, handled it.
So if someone's had a similar experience, even if it wasn't with ammunition specifically, they could share that.
Absolutely. Briefly describe the challenge, the steps you took, and the outcome. It brings your skills to life.
And again, RoleCatcher's AI feedback can be so helpful in crafting those answers, making sure you're hitting those key points that resonate with hiring managers.
It's like having an editor who specializes in ammunition assembly interviews. Super valuable.
Totally. Okay, ready for another curveball question?
Yeah.
How about this? How do you prioritize your tasks when working on multiple assembly projects simultaneously?
Ah, yes, the multitasking question. Organization is key in this field, no doubt about it.
So they want to know you can handle the juggling act.
Exactly, without dropping any balls, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you demonstrate that?
Talk about your systems. Do you use to-do lists, calendars, project management apps, anything that shows you have a handle on your workload?
And it's not just about having a system, right?
Ah.
It's about the why behind it. How do you decide what takes priority?
Absolutely. You might say, if I'm working on multiple projects, I always prioritize tasks with approaching deadlines or those that directly impact safety. You're showing them your thought process.
That's so important, articulating those decision-making skills.
It shows you're not just going through the motions, you're thinking critically about your work.
Love that. And again, RoleCatcher's AI can provide feedback on how effectively you're conveying those skills, right?
Exactly. It's about refining those answers, making sure you're putting your best foot forward.
Okay, let's dive into another safety-focused question because, like we've said, that's paramount in this field. The question is, how do you ensure that you are following safety protocols when assembling ammunition? It's not just about knowing the rules, it's about living and breathing safety, especially in this line of work.
Absolutely. And this question gives you the chance to really showcase that not just that you know the protocols, but that you're truly committed to a safe work environment for yourself and everyone around you.
So how can someone really nail this answer? What are they listening for?
Specificity is key. Don't just give a generic, I'll follow all the rules. Anyone can say that.
Right.
Talk about your experience with specific protocols, wearing PPE, handling hazardous materials, responding to emergencies. Those are the things that show you've walked the walk.
So it's about showing them, not just telling them.
Exactly.
Now, what about someone who's new to this specific industry? How can they demonstrate that commitment to safety, even without direct experience in ammunition assembly?
It's about drawing parallels from previous roles. Maybe they had to follow strict safety guidelines in a different field or operate machinery safely. Those experiences matter. Emphasize those transferable skills and highlight any safety training you've completed.
Right, because those foundational principles often translate across industries.
Absolutely.
And I imagine practicing your answer with RoleCatcher's AI can help you fine-tune your delivery, make sure you're hitting those key points.
Absolutely. It's like having a safety expert in your pocket giving you personalized feedback.
I love that. Okay, let's tackle another question that often comes up in these interviews. How do you ensure that you are meeting productivity goals while maintaining quality standards? It's a balancing act, right?
It is, and it's a crucial one in this field. They need to know you can work efficiently without sacrificing the precision and accuracy that's so essential in ammunition assembly.
So how do you strike that balance? How do you convey that in an interview?
Again, concrete examples are your best friend here. Think about times when you've successfully balanced those priorities in the past. Maybe you implemented a system for double-checking your work without slowing down production, or you came up with a more efficient way to organize your workspace.
Those real-world examples speak volumes.
They do. It's much more powerful than just saying, I'm good at multitasking.
Show, don't tell.
Exactly.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help you polish those answers, making sure you're presenting your accomplishments effectively.
It's about making those achievements shine, and the AI can help you do that.
Okay, getting a bit more technical. Now here's a question that digs into your experience with machinery. Can you explain your experience with machinery used in rubber goods assembly?
Right, so even if it's not ammunition specific, any prior experience with industrial machinery is going to be relevant here.
So even if they haven't worked with the exact same machines, those transferable skills still matter.
Absolutely. Talk about the types of machines you have operated, highlight your understanding of safety procedures, maintenance requirements, even your ability to troubleshoot basic issues. If you have experience with computerized or automated systems, definitely mention that.
And if someone's newer to this type of machinery, what's the best approach?
Honesty is key. Don't try to oversell your experience if you don't have it. Instead, focus on your willingness to learn, your ability to pick up new technical concepts quickly, and that you're eager to undergo any necessary training.
That attitude goes a long way.
It does. Enthusiasm and a strong work ethic can be just as valuable as experience in some cases.
That's great to hear. Okay, let's shift gears slightly and talk about career progression within ammunition assembly. RoleCatcher's career guide lays out various stages, starting with entry level and moving all the way up to senior assembler. What can someone expect along that journey?
Typically, you'd start by really mastering the fundamentals, becoming proficient with the machinery, and of course, those all-important safety
Right,
protocols.
building that strong foundation.
Exactly. As you gain experience, you might take on more responsibility, maybe leading a small team, training new hires, or even specializing in a particular type of ammunition.
So there's room for growth for specialization within this field.
Oh, absolutely. And as you progress to more senior roles, you'd likely take on leadership responsibilities, overseeing production lines, managing quality control. You might even contribute to the design and development of new ammunition products.
Wow. So it's a field with real potential for advancement.
It is, especially for those who are passionate about safety, precision, and knowing their work has a real impact.
That's a great point to end on. We've covered a ton of ground today, from tackling those tricky interview questions to exploring the career paths within this vital industry.
It's been a deep dive.
It has. And we've seen how RoleCatcher can be an invaluable tool, not just for understanding this career path, but for acing that interview. Remember, you can find links to all the resources we talked about, including RoleCatcher, in the show notes.
Don't forget to check those out.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of ammunition assembly.